One of the things that we hear about all the time is the importance of, as moms, taking care of ourselves, making taking care of ourselves a priority. Why is that so hard for us? Why? I know I feel guilty if I do. Why is that the normal response from other moms?
Self-care as a mom is super hard. I know for me, as soon as a human entered my life, I forgot that I was supposed to take care of myself, to be honest. The list of needs in a household, it's constant. And so, in the top of that list is like my name. And so there's this running list in my head always of what needs to happen, who needs what done, all of these kind of things. And the idea of self-care, it didn't even cross my mind for the first probably 5 years of being a mom. And so it just took some prioritizing. It took practicing self-care. So for me, it was going outside for a run by myself, not pushing a stroller, which, sometimes it's like divide and conquer if you got multiple kids. You take a few and I'll take one on a run. Nope, by yourself for an hour. That was my outlet when they were younger. But why is it so hard? Because at times it just felt selfish, and that's not true. It's like, that's the trick, is that it's not selfish. In fact, you need that time by yourself just to be able to give more time to that running list of needs that will never end,
Yeah, I remember when the kids were small, just putting 30 minutes on my calendar to shower. That was self-care, pretend spa, for the 30 minutes. But I think it's such a priority and so important, because we're filling our calendars and things every second with all of this stuff. And then at the end of the day, we're depleted. We have absolutely nothing else to give. And tomorrow looks the same like it did today. Mm-hmm. So you have to release that pressure. You have to let it go. Yeah, you got to let it go. There's an Instant Pot. It has like that release pressure. Yes. And then it's that you have to get to that moment every single day. Yeah. Otherwise, you're not going to be good the next day.
Oh, that's a lot of pressure to have built up if you don't relieve it, for sure.
You're right. I like what you're saying. Put it on the calendar.
Put it on the calendar.
Yeah, that is smart. That's smart. Liz is smart.
I try.
I think it's hard because you succeed. At least that's what you tell me. No, I'm just kidding. I'm probably doing. I think it's hard. Jen hit on it. We feel guilt. Mom guilt is real. It is a real thing. We don't need anybody to put it on us. We carry it well all by ourselves. We're like a pack mule with it. I thought the idea of not enjoying my kids all the time, I felt like that was somehow wrong to being female or a mom. Like, you're supposed to love your kids all the time. But sometimes I honestly didn't enjoy being around them. I was done. My margin was done. I was tired. They didn't seem to understand that mommy needed a break or something. Kids don't really understand that all the time. And I can remember times where Al would literally put me out on the front step and close the door behind me. And he'd say, I suggest you go for a run and you can come back in an hour, because he knew if I hit the road and ran for about an hour, by the time I got back, those endorphins would have kicked in. I'm going to be okay. I'll be a little recharged and refueled. I'll be in a better state of mind to re-engage with the kids. The other thing he would do is say to the kids when he knew, and he always knew when I was at the end because he felt a little of that pressure valve. I would in his direction.
Most people can feel it before we admit it.
Yes, they really can. He would say, you know what, you're off duty the rest of the night. Like, when we get home, the kids are not allowed to say mom. They will come to me. You are allowed to go to your room. I don't care what you do. Take a nap, read a book, sit and stare blankly at a wall. I don't care. Drool if you need to, whatever it may be. But he was like, you're done for the rest of the night. So I just remember those times that he got it before I did, but it was tremendous guilt. I had a mom too, that, I don't know, when we were growing up, I know she loved us, but I never felt like she was engaged with us. She spent a lot of time on the sofa, sleeping, just just never seemed really happy and never hands-on. And so I felt like if I were to take time away from my kids, the way I felt like my mom detached from us, which is what it meant to me, I'm detaching from them, I'm not with them, they're gonna think I don't wanna be invested in them. To me, that's what it meant, was to take time away. I'm gonna make them think the same things I felt from my mom. I love my mom. I think she did the best she could, but she was grappling with things that made it hard for her to engage with us, and I did not want to pass that on to my kids. So that was hard.
Yeah, you touched on it. How do you feel that self-care, that healthy self-care has made you a better mom? Releasing the pressure valve.
Well, I'm more energetic and I have more to give. So I remember being 26, Ken was working a second shift. I would pick up the kids after work, do all of the things, the homework, the dinner, the bath time, the putting to bed. And by the time he came home, I had nothing left. And so that's when I hit a wall and I was like, I have to create space and I have to create something that's just for me, because I didn't want to disengage. I didn't want to disengage with myself or the family unit, because you do disengage with yourself and you forget to dream and you forget to like, who's that person before the momness came in, you know? So I go back to like prioritizing and calendaring it in.
I had a friend suggest some things to me about that calendar, which makes me think, Elaine, I mean, if we got self-care to a 70%, okay, let's put it at 50%. At 50%, what would our homes look like?
That's so
It's
good.
kind of like the whole, the oxygen mask, that you have to put the oxygen mask on as a mom first before you can tend to the littles and the other humans in your world. You got to do that.
Yeah, we can't give them breath until we've got our oxygen mask on. So that's good.
Yeah, or we're passed out.
Okay, so put your oxygen mask on before you pass out.
That's right.
Okay,
Absolutely.
That's a great principle.